The magician.
And I'm Zandas, Okeke Otiba. Good morning.
Yes, today on The People's Voice, we're going to be hosting Honorable Declan Emelumba, who is the Commissioner for Information and Strategy in Imo State. We'll be talking about security concerns in Imo. We'll talk about roads and the traffic gridlock. We'll talk about a whole lot. Plus, you will be at liberty to ask questions and receive answers from the commissioner. While we await his arrival, we will go through some headlines making the rounds this morning.
Well, just to buttress the facts on security, it seems the security agencies are losing it around Nigeria. You just hear various issues cropping up. Gunmen, unknown gunmen, invaders, bandits, terrorists, I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's start with the Daily Sun this morning, and the bold one on the front page says, agony, anxiety as doctors begin strike. With the riders vow to ground public hospitals. Family members evacuate patients. Yeah, we talked about this one yesterday.
I was really hoping that the federal government would actually engage these resident doctors and avert the strike. So they're actually going for it?
It's already they already began the strike.
Wow.
You understand? It means the minister of labor and productivity didn't have any magical wand to stop the strike as propagated by Garba Shehu, SSA media to Mr. President. Yeah, so they are already on strike, and then family members are already evacuating patients and from public hospitals, probably to private hospitals or back home. Okay. Security challenge can't be fixed without state police. Makinde, Alafin, Oluibadan.
Yeah. Well, as you know, what a lot of proponents of state security outfits have said, you give them under the control of the governor. Those who criticize it said they could be used as tools to oppress opposition.
Yes.
And then for those who argue for state security, it's usually the case of they would know the terrain better, they will understand the language, get information and act on it faster than when you deploy policemen from Abuja or anywhere else to come police my community. So at the end of the day,
you know the truth about it, Paul, is that for those that are saying that those in power, the governors or the big boys in the state, could manipulate the state police to their benefit, I'm sure if we're going to operate that system of policing, there will be laws, stipulated laws guiding their mode of operation, hierarchy of commands and all of that.
Okay.
So it's not something that because presently
has that law prevented the control of state houses of assembly by the governors? Has the laws prevented?
Well, the state houses of assembly have always wanted to be appendages of the person in government house.
Why would they want to?
Because opportunities came up where they could get their first line charge, where their monies, accruals, will go to them directly. You don't need to dance to the whims and caprice of the governor on seats to dance to his tune.
Or maybe they know that they will benefit more when they dance
But
to the
they are
whims.
not. They are not.
Okay, what about local government council chairman?
The governors have taken charge of local.
So that's the point.
Yeah, but
I just mentioned House of Assembly under the control of governors, local government chairman and councillors under the
so
control
you're
of
saying
governors.
the police will be under
What will stop the police from
state
being
police? You mean
exactly the state police? So
okay?
that's it.
I think that's something those tinkering with the idea should put on the front burner.
Right.
Well, killers of Catholic priests will be arrested. Otom vows. Gunmen attack Soludo's youth program in Anambra. Kill 3 policemen. That was the boss last night. Army boss hails soldiers. Handling of IPOB matter. Bandit kills 8, injure 4 in Kaduna. You understand? And Umahi imposes curfew as fears pervade Ebonyi communities after massacre. Southeastern senators Ohaneze push for manhunt of culprits.
Okay. All right, if we move to Punch newspaper, Punch is reporting something different with regards to the planned strike by resident doctors. The headline here says federal government resident doctors sign agreement after 7-hour meeting. So, which means that the strike may be averted after all if they've been able to reach an agreement of some sort, which was signed
7 hours
last
meeting.
night. Yeah.
Okay.
So, that's good news, really. Okay, and then there's breaking news on Punch newspaper. NAF fighter jet loses radar contact in Borno, whereabout unknown. That is that's what was reported at 6:19 a.m. this morning, and I'm sure details still sketchy.
Yeah, it's still sketchy.
Yeah, they're saying the details of the whereabouts of the aircraft or the likely cause of contact of loss are still sketchy, but will be relayed to the public as soon as it becomes clear. Okay, from Punch newspaper, federal PDP orders carpet federal government as U.S. alleges massive graft in Buhari's regime. Talked about this morning. The U.S. actually saying that the year 2020 saw this regime under the leadership of President Muhammadu Buhari see massive corruption at all levels of government, from the federal to state, from the judiciary to the legislature, to massive oppression of freedom of speech was also reported in that U.S. report. So anyway, if we are to consider some developments from the local tabloid, it will be from Inks Extra.
Okay.
Yes, where this one here says Imo government has paid 99% authentic Imo workers, according to Dr. Batus Wadike. Page 3 has details there. Batus, rather. Thank you. Okay, and then we also have here breaking news: Imo State government or governor reshuffles cabinet. Okay. Thankfully, the commissioner, honorable commissioner for information and strategy, honorable Declan Emeluba, is already making himself comfortable so that he can walk us through the reason for cabinet reshuffle as being reported here. Okay, and one more, attack on security personnel. It is not our style. IPOB responding to the report that police and ESN members clashed.
Look at the riders there. We operate in the forest. We have come to stay, mobilize against Boko Haram.
That's the agenda. Okay.
So they want to also stay in the forest like the headers or the headers.
Since the Boko Haram have been operating from the forest, they rather join them. Okay. So, good morning, Honorable Commissioner.
Good morning.
Yes.
And happy new month.
And same to you.
You're welcome.
We're actually going to start with this headline that's talking on security, and there are quite a number of headlines that have been talking about security. Let me see if I can take one or two that I've seen so far. There was a headline on Frontline Express dated March 24th that says, hold on. Oh, I can find that one. Okay, let me move to this one on Announcer Express that says, again, alleged hoodlums attack East Alambano police station. I'm sure we all heard of that story of the attack there. And then, okay, let me squeeze in this one. Also from Announcer Express, but this one dated 29th. Imo CJ relocates ATT High Court over attacks as commissioner fires magistrate, suspends another. Okay, and the writer there was talking about insecurity being the reason why they moved to the High Court. And we also heard of the alarm raised by the honorable legislator representing was this local government constituency now, Oguta. Yes, that the attention of the government is needed in the communities there because of insecurity. So, long and short of the story is that there's been rising cases of insecurity. How is the Imo State government responding to these issues?
Well, thank you very much. for having me. First of all, I want to say that I don't agree that there has been rising cases of insecurity, because when you look at these things, you must look at it both from a historical perspective and comparative analytical point of view too. I'm from Imo State, and I've been in this state. I know that before now, in the last maybe 4 years, 5 years, I know that the security situation was just unbearable. Kidnap cases were rampant, armed robbery was rampant, and so a lot of other things. I don't think that is the situation today. I think if you look at it historically down the line, you find that the security situation in Imo State today is far better than it used to be. I don't know that because before it was like every day somebody was kidnapped. There was a time it was like every Sunday. You can be sure that every Sunday somebody was going to be kidnapped. It was so rampant, and I know that a lot of Imo people will remember that. So the situation comparatively is abetting, is waning, and I think that people should look at it from that angle. It is difficult to stamp out crime in any society. Even the advanced countries, they still have crime. With all the sophistication they have in terms of security apparatus, they still have crime. What we are looking at is a tolerable level of crime. I'm not saying that there is any level of crime that should be tolerated, really, but the reality is that we must live with it. And when I look at it from this perspective, I think that under this administration, we have successfully been able to reduce crime. The incidents we are mentioning, these are isolated cases, like the case of you mentioned, maybe burning a police station, trip to High Court, and so on. And what is also more important is that these days they can hardly commit a serious crime and get away with it. Those who kidnapped the auxiliary bishop of Owerri Archdiocese, they have been caught. A lot of times when you commit this crime, they track you and get you, and that is a deterrence. Unlike before, when they were almost a law unto themselves. I don't know how many people were caught before, and that is because this government has provided quite a number of security gadgets to help the security operatives fight crime. The government provided over 100 patrol vans with communication gadgets, state-of-the-art communication gadgets that were linked to the toll-free call center, where if you have a distress, you can call them, and they link to those patrol vehicles, so that the nearest to the crime can always rush there. And then there has also been community policing, which is helping, at least at the community level. So by and large, I think that the crime situation is reducing. It's not aggravating.
Honorable Commissioner, let's look at intelligence gathering, especially bearing in mind that some lawmakers at the National Assembly from the Southeast are saying that the Southeast is under siege. We might not be feeling much of it here in Imo, as you've just said, but Anambra, Ebonyi, Enugu, even Abia, they have gotten their own fair share. So, in terms of intelligence gathering, how has the state fared?
Well, of course, this is a sensitive area, the borders of intelligence, security intelligence. I'm not really in a position to talk about that, particularly when I'm talking about Southeast. But all I know is that Imo State is taking every proactive measure to ensure that this state is safe, both in terms of exchange of intelligence gathering and information, and in terms of collaboration with other security heads in different parts of the Southeast. And the most important thing is that we are not an island, so whatever happens in these states, by and large, could affect us. So we are conscious of that, and every effort is being made to man our borders effectively, to make sure that we exchange intelligence and know what is happening, and be able to take preemptive action to safeguard our people.
All right, let's have your, help us understand what is going on with the current, or should I say, the cabinet members that was formed by the Imo State Governor, Hope Uzodimma. First, we heard of 4 new commissioners being sworn in, and as of this morning, we're reading of at least 3 commissioners that have been reshuffled. This paper is saying that the minister, the commissioner for entrepreneurship was moved to Ministry of Land, Survey and Fiscal Planning, while Barrister Inaya, who was heading the lands, moved to Ministry of Power, and then you have Honorable Sunday Ume moved to Ministry of Science and Technology from the Ministry of Entrepreneurship. What's given rise to this reshuffling and appointment of new commissioners?
Well, first of all, I don't know the criteria used for reviewing your papers, but I will advise you to be a little bit careful in the choice of your paper, because this paper you have quoted the shuffling wrongly.
Really?
And that is the problem I have with some of these papers that
okay.
don't have.
Just hold on. Thank God you are here. We're going to get the right.
Yes, Mama. Go bring 2 sachets of hyper bleach come. Because I don't use one take save the rights. They go use the other one taking all the yama jams. But I didn't see any yama jams for here now. There's one well, but they did it. And now why I trust only hyper bleach to take in all of them pata.
Make all your white cloths they continue to do right and they kill all the virus and the yama jams. If it cause sickness for your house with the disinfecting power of hyper bleach.
Wow, it's here! What's that? What's here, Mom? The new Maxi 20 hand sanitizer. Tell me about it, Mom. The new Maxi 20 hand sanitizer is carefully produced to help us fight germs and provide the right protection for every family.
Introducing the new Maxi 20 hand sanitizer to help you fight germs every day.
Mom, now I can clean up germs that touch my hand and be fine, right?
Yes, son, you can, because Maxi 20 will keep you protected.
Yippee!
Maxi 20, war on germs. Another quality product from Intercontinental Distillers Limited.
Amaka, is that not the one in the bread seller that is now the fashion one way?
You see this one they're calling the richest in Africa. He had to borrow money when he started all.
Nina, you remember that Oduolegba guy that usually sings to whoever cares to listen? Isn't he the one the world is now listening to?
You too can move from your start point to the very height of success when you put your mind to it, achieving your dreams with sheer determination and the right partner by your side. Of course, it can be. Stanbic IBTC, a member of Standard Bank Group.
All my ego now for you. Hello?
See baby, how far now? Sure you go free this Sunday. I want spoil person pikin.
Hey, which Sunday?
This one now.
Another day.
Sunday at time.
Every Sunday, I no go free.
Wetin happen?
You mean say you don't know? New season of Nigerian Idol don land.
Yes, Nigerian Idol don land. Better singing competition with talent wey sabi and plenty drama from the judges. Una go fit watch weekly shows from March 28 and every Sunday for Africa Magic Channel 2 by 7 p.m. sharp. So run, recharge your GoTV subscription on top my GoTV app or USSD star 288 hash to enjoy yourself. Now Techno Mobile and Biggie Drinks bring on this season of Nigerian Idol. GoTV, love it.
Moments can be ordinary. It's what we make of them that really matter. Make the best of every moment, every day, like Superman's do with Indomie. Moments so with Indomie. Moments so share with Indomie.
The Hallelujah Channel is back on DSTV and GoTV, and you can experience pure joy in the Lord's presence from the comfort of your home this Easter season. Connect with church services from the House on the Rock, KICC, Daystar, the Redeemed Christian Church of God, and more, and live broadcast on Good Friday and Easter Sunday. Enjoy live gospel music performed by Monique, Onos, Mike Abdul, Peter, Frank Edwards, and Tim Godfrey on the Rejoice segment on Sunday, 28th March and 4th of April from 3 p.m. Hosted by Shegun Obe. Tune in to the Hallelujah Channel and bask in His amazing grace from 8 a.m. on Sunday, March 28th to Monday, April 5th on DSTV Channel 197 and GoTV Channel 85. Stay connected to my DSTV app and my GoTV app.
I
At ShopRite, we're making it possible to celebrate a low-price family Easter. Save big with great deals like Pepsi Mirinda 7-Up 330 ml cans at only 119 naira 99 kobo. And when you buy 24 cans of Malta Guinness at 3,199 naira 99 kobo. Get even more in store for your low-price family Easter. Prices valid till the 5th of April 2021. Only at ShopRite. Low prices you can trust always.
NDDC. The Niger Delta Development Commission is making giant strides in the health sector. Under the current interim management leadership, the Commission is supporting federal government's COVID-19 vaccination project by donating to the Niger Delta State a poker working cold room, medical solar direct drive refrigerators, and medical incinerators. In addition to this, it is also supplying hepatitis B and typhoid vaccines to complement the state immunization program. Currently, there is cholera vaccination going on in impacted communities within Rivers, Bayelsa, and Delta states. Thank you, President Muhammadu Buhari and Minister for Niger Delta Affairs, Senator Gospel Akpabio.
NDDC, determined to make a difference.
107.3 Darling FM, the People's Radio.
25 minutes in to the 9 o'clock hour here on 107.3 Darling FM. We're still having the presence of Honorable Declan Emeluba, Commissioner for Information and Strategy in Imo State Government. And before the commercials, you are going to respond to
the cabinet reshuffle.
Yes, as being reported, but you said that you have an information that is different from what some of the local tabloids are reporting this morning. Please share with us.
Yes, I refer specifically to the one you mentioned because I don't know of any other one.
Yes,
but that one
extra.
Yes,
Extra, yes.
Is wrong because the reshuffle is the Ikume, who he said was moved to technology, is not true. He's moved from he was in power. He was moved from power to skills acquisition, and the man in skills acquisition, Noble Atudobu, was moved from skills acquisition to lands and survey, while Engineer, who was in lands and survey, was now moved from lands to power.
Okay.
So you see, the slip is the one of Ikume.
Okay.
Yes.
So what's the reason for this reshuffling?
Well, I think the governor is in the best position to answer that question. But all I can say is that he's the governor. He knows he's wearing the shoe and he knows where it pinches him. He has his reasons for trying to adjust his cabinet. Nobody was dropped. So if he feels you might do better here, he can move you. And if he sees you are not doing better where you are, he can move you. Remember, he's the only person that was elected. No member of the cabinet was elected. You know, these are his foot soldiers who he hires to help him execute his mandate. So once in a while he assesses performance and determines where somebody is doing well and where somebody can do better and so on and so forth. And he has always told us that there's no portfolio is permanent. So it's not like you are not elected to be commissioner for this or commissioner for that. You know, he has all the prerogative to move anybody.
Yeah, but those that are probably talking against all of this is on the fact that is this an afterthought, bearing in mind that just some couple of days back, some new commissioners were introduced into the cabinet, and everything, the reshuffling should have probably taken place instead of after that one, then subsequently some few days after that has gone, then you now come to reshuffle some other ones. That is it an afterthought, or is it that he didn't think it through?
No, certainly it cannot be an afterthought. But I don't know of any law that limits a governor to the number of reshufflements he can do or the frequency. So I think people should understand that they have given him mandate to govern, and they should allow him to govern the best way he can. What is important is that he should not come and give excuses and say, I would have done this. If I had done this, my cabinet would have performed better. Anything he thinks at any time that will help him to perform better, he should be free to do that. He doesn't need anybody's permission to do that. That's what I believe. As long as it's in the interest of the state and his government. What is important is that he believes this will help him to govern better, and nobody should be grudging about that.
All right, let's run to other matters. Let's talk road construction. We've seen a lot of traffic gridlock around the construction of roads at a major roundabout here in Owerri. Though many of the roads in Owerri metropolis now begin to wear a new look, but Imolites are groaning under this traffic gridlock. A lot of manpower being lost, and one wonders what the Imo State government is doing to address this concern.
Well, the thing is that well, that's human nature. At every point you have reason to complain, which is allowed. But I believe that what the government owes people is to let them know the implications of what is doing as of road construction at any time. This remodeling of the roundabouts and junction improvement, the government, when government flagged it off, it made us indigenes understand that it will take 6 months to complete. And you can't remodel these things without bringing down what was there that you want to change the whole landscape, remodeling them. So it should be anticipated that it will cost a temporary pain. It's just like you are constructing a road. Sometimes you close one lane. If you don't close that lane, you won't construct the road, and you can't construct the road in the night. So in the course of that construction, some sacrifices need to be made. So I will appeal to our people. Everybody goes through it, including the governor himself. So I will appeal to them to be patient. What is important is that there is a time frame. It was clearly stated that these things will take about 6 months to complete, and I know that the work is moving at a very, very good pace, and they won't exceed that deadline. And everything will be. The whole idea is to ease traffic really, and to make the city look better. Have modern roundabouts and so on. So within a short time, it will be over, and the traffic flow will move again.
All right. Well, if you just join us, it's the People's Voice. The traffic flow will move again. But so far, so good. If you look at the warehouse junction, that is a major crux. It goes beyond people needing to feel the pain a bit. Sometimes 2 days ago, I think I was there till about 9, just to pass that. Everybody was locked jammed. There were no traffic warnings there. There were no civil guards there to help, and these are things that is expected of the government. I mean, if there's going to be this quantum of pain for now until the 6 months expires, there should be processes put in place to alleviate some of these issues, like security men being on ground till probably later part of the night when traffic is less. But we're not seeing much of that.
Well, no, I don't think so, because I know that they stay around. Maybe they don't stay late into the night, like you said. But I want to also say something, that when you just make out time and go and stand there for maybe 1 hour, even during the day, our people are just impossible. The security men that try to control the traffic are overwhelmed by recklessness of the drivers. At a point you just see that they are simply overwhelmed, because they are directing traffic, and the people who are directing the traffic are not listening. They come from all angles, here and there. At a point, the people get overwhelmed. I don't know what you expect them to do, whether they should now begin to puncture tires or what. But when the thing becomes too much, the traffic, there's a gridlock, locks up, and then it takes time for them to be able to manage to get it going again. So that is the situation. But I agree that maybe they should, because when they are there also during the day, in spite of the impossibility of our people, they still manage to let the traffic flow. So but late into the night, maybe when you think that traffic would have eased,
probably till about 9. I mean, if it means even probably giving them some extra is it hazard allowance or overtime allowance, just to ensure that Imolites are not suffering the pinch of wanting to remodel the city.
Even during the daytime, we're not seeing much of the control. So saying we should stay into the night is like maybe they were doing a good job during the daytime, and you want them to stay. You go there by 4, 5 when school run. everywhere is gridlocked already. And, you know, so, and anyway, we can take the conversation to, still on roads, to a lot of people raising concern that much of the concentration of the road has been the
state capital.
Yes.
The state Owerri, to be precise.
Almost on a daily basis during the Good Morning Owerri show. We continue to receive messages like the one I'm going to read now from Nkemu Duku, who says, Nekede Hiagwa Road, I want to appeal to Governor Hope Uzodimma through the Commissioner for Works to order the contractor handling the road to grade it from Poli to Hiagwa, at least to a motorable standard. It will be better for the people there. This is just one of the many rural roads that have been mentioned. So what's the plan of the Imo State government to address this?
Probably let me add this as well from Engineer Frank Uchu. He's greeting everybody in the studio. He said, "You're welcome, our Honorable Commissioner for Information. Happy New Month to everybody." Why is it that every government in Imo State always focus on the development of state capital, leaving Idato South and other senatorial zones and neighboring local government without a single solid road? Secondly, what's your government doing about the non-availability of electricity power supply in Isie Kenesi, Idato South local government area, over 8 years now? Thanks.
Okay. Well, first of all, I would like to say that the state capital is the home of everybody. There's hardly anybody from Imo State that you don't find in the state capital. So it's like the melting point, and it's only natural that you start from the state capital and make it as good as you can. Now, this government has spent only 1 year, and the good thing, I'm happy, because when people begin to talk like this, it means that at least they appreciate that something substantial has been done in the state capital. So we still have 3 years, down the line to go. And the governor has said it himself that this second and third year, the concentration will shift to the local governments, the rural areas, and already some roads are being constructed in these areas, really. But there will be more emphasis now on link roads in the local governments and the rural areas. So definitely, the thing will extend to those places. And the man talking of power in the East, I'm sure that he will discover that in this cabinet reshuffle, we now have Commissioner for Power, which was not there before. It's because this government wants to address comprehensively the power situation in the state. So I'm sure they will get something very soon.
Okay, and we look forward to engaging the Commissioner for Power so that you who are suffering this blackout for too long will raise your concerns with them. Okay, let's move to another aspect before we open the phone line, which I think Imolites will they always talk about. What is the update on salary payment and pensions? Just bring us up to speed with what's happening with that regard so far before we start taking calls.
Well, in terms of salary payments, I can tell you that as of today, the government is not owing any salary. No worker in Imo State is owed any salary. There are people who are still complaining. These are about 900 and something people who have still been unable to comply with the automation regime in terms of the requirements, and their case is being isolated now and being treated, so that one way or the other there must be a solution to that, so that they will be captured. Now we have another category of people who are not validly, who have no evidence of valid employment with the state government. And this is about 10,000 or thereabout. Now, those people, particularly those who say youth must work, or youth must, who were employed under that youth must work this thing. They don't have anything. The majority of them don't have anything. Part of the problem in the system, and I've been around sometimes, so I can tell you, people get employed illegally through the back door. They just find their name in the payroll, and they continue to be payrolled. Now, one of the major things that this automation did was that if you say you're a worker of the government, there must be evidence that you were employed, because that's a part of the thing that will be captured. Which year were you employed? What is the employment letter? And so on and so forth, so that the government will also know when you will retire. Because when there's no history of your employment, There will be no projection of your retirement and so on. So those who don't have those documents cannot be captured as government workers. And they are the people who shout loudest because they come and say, we have not been paid, we have not been paid. Bring your evidence that you are entitled to salary. They don't have it. And this government is determined to make sure that the right thing is done. You don't allow people to come into the system without due process, without due procedure. Otherwise, you'll be setting a very dangerous precedent. And so, the summary is that there is nobody who is legitimately engaged by the Imo State government who the government is owing any salary.
So salaries have been paid up to March.
Up to March.
And pensioners have received a pension for March?
Last 2 weeks ago, I was with the leadership of the Nigerian Union of Pensioners, and they were full of commendation to the governor that not just that he has been paying, but he's been paying regularly. You know, there is something people don't understand, and this is unfortunate. If you look at the history of pension payments in this state, there has been no time that pensioners were paid up to date. It's always staggered. You know, sometimes you find pensioners being owed 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, and it's just like that. But this is a situation where all validly verified pensioners are being paid regularly, month by month.
Okay.
And that is a very big achievement, including those who retired last year, 2019 and 2020. So this government is doing
well. They've been captured because I recall the last time, one of the times we were here, some of them said they retired this November, December. They've not been captured inside the system.
Yes, that was true as of them, but right now they have been captured.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's bring in Imolites waiting to talk to you, Honorable Commissioner. 0815-050-1073. That's a number to call to be part of this conversation. Please do well to turn down the volume on your radio. Keep it civil. Ask your question and save our time so that we can accommodate as many calls as we can. All right. Who is our first caller going to be? Remember, we are streaming live on Facebook, right? So you can actually watch us and leave your comment there, your question as well. If you're on Facebook already, search for Darling FM Owerri. You have us on the go. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Mahakwe. This morning I come from the security in Delta South.
Okay. Let's see, can I see?
Please, I heard what you people are discussing. I want to give you updates about salary. Do you know, as of 2 days ago, the state government, they start paying those ones they call ghost worker. They stopped paying since last year, March. They just paid 3 of them 1 month.
That's the...
And I don't know, I'm giving you update. Once you come out from studio, go and verify and confirm.
Okay.
They just paid some of them 1 month since last year, March. And as I'm talking to you, those people, they have their appointment letter, they have their computer number. So I don't know what sometimes that's why our people behave. Sometimes if you smell Igbo people, if you see the way they behave, you'll be surprised. Those are our politicians. So I cannot see reason why somebody will come out and start telling us that those workers, they are ghost workers.
Okay.
They have their appointment letter, they have their computer number, everything is intact.
Okay.
And somebody is still telling us story.
All right. So hold your thought on that. That's the first issue there. The caller from Mr. Kenneth is saying there are people only received 1 month salary since March last year, but they have their documents. You're going to respond. Let's take another call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Paul and Zandas.
Good morning.
Good morning, the Honorable Commissioner in the future.
Good morning.
I remain always the logo, the voice of Umbise.
Right.
I want to talk on the issue of security.
All right.
I overheard through the radio newspaper review this morning the SA to the governor say that there is no attempt of the Fulani herdsmen attacking the Southeast zone. I want to ask the
Which essay?
Honorable Commissioner.
Which essay? To what governor?
Of the governor and the Southeast governor to make adequate security to the entire people of the Southeast. Since they rejected the export of Nnamdi Kanu by providing instant security network. Now, you know the attack of Governor Otom by the Fulani herdsmen. They came out and they said that the one that attacked the Fulani, the governor, and the IG of police said that they are sending police to go and investigate. Whereby the attackers have used his mouth.
Okay,
They say that
so
they are the one that attacked.
all right, thank you. So your question is, you want to know what Imo State government is doing concerning security since they rejected ESN. All right, long and short. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Zandas.
Hello,
Good morning.
can you hear us?
I'm here. Good morning.
Good morning. Your name or where you calling from?
Yeah, JP Clark. I come from Okeke.
All right, JP Clark, go ahead.
Yeah, I want that I appreciate the government for at least comparatively we have seen a more solid and beautiful roundabout, unlike what we had before. I want to appreciate the government for doing that. Honorable Commissioner, I want to bring your notice on just two things. From that naked, from Nazi Junction, only one opening. Here the other motor from another then will go over the north side. From here, all the close to maternity, only a very long distance. There is no other opening. And it will now detect the edge of the dualization. It will now make people to be using to want to go one day. And that will cut us late. I want you to go there and see what I'm talking about. Secondly, I want to talk about the invasion of private schools by the talks set up by the Commissioner of Education. If he is doing that in the name of rape in installation, there are more distant candidates in the last years of racism which are not accepted to come and think to go to the fun and carry good things and all whatnot. If you want to drive revenue, there is a thing we will still let go of doing that. And also, some of the things that those private schools can do, they are not done them in the schools run by government. So they give an example to set up in the
Okay.
I want you to
Okay. All right. So let's have your response. We could start from
I didn't get the last.
this last one. There was a report that talks were sent to schools in Imo State government schools
To verify the authenticity, and they were moving school properties, and he's saying there are decent ways of doing that because it is believed they were sent by the Commissioner for Education.
Okay. And then the other matters.
The other matter is about the Nazi Nekede here around. He says there's a long stretch from maternity to wherever, and there's no opening for vehicles to U-turn. And because of that long stretch, probably they'll ply one way, or it might cause accident. I want you to probably visit the site.
Okay. Okay. Well, let's start from the man who spoke about workers. He said there are some people who have letters of employment,
yes,
who have not been paid, who were paid only for 1 month. You see, the problem we have is we are living in a scientific age, and I like to deal with verifiable facts. It's not enough to come on radio and make the claim. First of all, I didn't say whether he's a worker, and if he is one, he probably starts with himself as an example. Then secondly, since he's so sure, I expected him to say, I have 10 names. I can produce them with their evidence of their letter of employment who have not been paid and who have received only 1 month. Anybody can come and say whatever you want to say, but I want us to be a little bit more thorough, more detailed, so that it makes it easily, it makes it believable. However, I want to assure my friend who made that call that by next week we are going to publish the list of all those who have issues that are being resolved and those who do not have valid evidence of employment.
Okay.
And so you can confront us and come forward. for some time now we have been publishing those list of verified workers who have been paid. Now, so a friend of mine told me that his relation was so angry with what the government was doing because he had been telling them that he is among those who have not been paid. So when they saw his name in the newspaper, they confronted him and said they shouldn't mind that publication, that that's what government is just using to confuse people. So the point I'm making is a lot of people go about with very incorrect information, and they just hide under it and say that the last week or 2 weeks ago, some people came to government house and they were claiming that they were teachers who were not paid. And that was the day after government appeared on the radio program. Yeah. So, because they was, if you have not, they'd come. So we went to the gate and collected their names. There were about 1,000 or 2,000 people. And it will shock you. It will shock you. And while they were there, buses were bringing them to come and join. So, and you ask yourself, these are people who say they have not been paid for 1 year and so on. So, where did they get money to hire the buses?
Sorry, we'll have to hold your thought there. Okay. Let's take another commercial break. We'll continue after this.
107.3 Darling FM.
The People's Radio.
107.3 Darling FM.
The People's Radio. One is that huge wins from high odds all the way with the fastest payout. Take more for winning advantages from your deserving bets on all sports. Because with Winners Bets, everyone can win. What about you? Visit our website on winners.bet.ng. Use promo code BETNG and get up to 200% bonus on your first deposit. Yes, 200% bonus on your first deposit. Winners Bets. Bets for every taste.
Jiri akụkọ BBC News Igbo mekọrọ gị bakwuru gị uru n'ihi na ị ga-aghọtagodi ụwa tupu ịchọba mmiri. Jiri akụkọ ụwa si ebe a n'ụwa niile malite mgbe gị maka ịghọta ihe ọrụ mere n'ụwa. Ị ga-eburu ihe ọbụla mee ka ụwa gị bakwuru gị uru. Chọta BBC News Igbo.
In accordance with the Nigeria Communications Commission, NCC's mandate to link every phone number to the user's national identification number, NIN, 9 Mobile as your network of choice is making the exercise nice and easy. Simply dial *996#, verify and link your NIN. Better still, you can visit www.9mobile.com.ng/NIN to do the same. Remember, the stitching time saves all the 9 Mobile benefits you've always enjoyed, so hurry now.
Wow! It's here! What's that? What's here, Mom? The new Maxi 20 hand sanitizer. Tell me about it, Mom. The new Maxi 20 hand sanitizer is carefully produced to help us fight germs and provide the right protection for every family.
Introducing the new Maxi 20 hand sanitizer to help you fight germs every day.
Mom, now I can clean up germs that touch my hand and be fine, right?
Yes, son, you can, because Maxi 20 will keep you protected.
Yippee!
Maxi 20, war on germs. Another quality product from Intercontinental Distillers Limited.
It starts with great odds that only gets bigger again with the right shots and targets. The payout is matched with the best bonus ever. There are more ways to win on Bet King. Join today and claim 100% welcome bonus. Don't miss your shots. Visit betking.com to sign up today. Bet King, playground for king.
Moments can be ordinary. It's what they make of them that really matter. Make the best of every moment, every day, like Superman's with Coming soon,
At ShopRite, we're making it possible to celebrate a low-price family Easter. Save big with great deals like Pepsi Mirinda 7-Up 330 ml cans at only 119 naira 99 kobo. And when you buy 24 cans of Malta Guinness at 3,199 naira 99 kobo. Get even more in store for your low price family Easter. Prices valid till the 5th of April 2021. Only at ShopRite. Low prices you can trust always.
All right, we have to manage the time left.
Yes.
5 minutes. So we have to get as much response as we can get from
quite a number of questions on Facebook.
So many. Okay, so you were just about to wrap up on the issue of salary constraints and the fact that names are going to be published next week for those who have one issue or the other, and those that are yet to get complete clearance from government that they are state government workers. Anything else you want to add so that we can take?
Yes. So I was mentioning about when people came to government house gate to protest, and we were being dropped by buses, and these are supposed to be people who have not been paid. And when we collected the names, we found out that out of the 2,000 or 1,000 something that came there, more than 70% of them had no business coming to the gate. They were just hired.
Maybe you're a family member.
Because we said, put your name, where you're working, department, the account number, give you everything, and all the rest of it. So we found that more than 70% were just people who were hired to come and because that was the time we were doing our 1 year. You remember, and the inflation was high, and they needed something to.
So they wanted to steal the shine.
Yes, that's the thing. But God is in control because this government.
All right. So another person that's always as a member is wondering what the Imo State government is doing, especially with their counterparts in the southeast, to ensure proper security, since they are not in support of Eastern Security Network.
Well, I thought there were some other outstanding questions here. Okay, the ones raised. Somebody talked about government taking talks to schools.
Yes.
And things like that. This I don't like these wild allegations. For instance, you say, "Good school." Good school, this thing happened. You should have been able to mention it so that you can follow up. But you just say, and then what is the evidence that it was government? Because if you had said they went to this school and then give more substance, then even you can verify it. It's not enough to just sit down and
just make
wild allegations. I don't think that there's a person who talked about road, the railway and so on. I think the road is still under construction. I believe that by the time the road is completed, these problems will be taken care of.
All right, on our Facebook page, quickly, we have somebody here who is saying, what is the relief? He said, who is the Commissioner for Agriculture? What is the agricultural roadmap of this administration on one hand? Number two, knowing that Imo State is presently the headquarters of unemployment, how is your government using agriculture to tackle unemployment?
That section of Imo State is the headquarters of
that's according to the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics.
I want to quickly address that as fast as I can.
Okay.
You don't take a one-off statistical data to reach conclusion. They said that data said 56% of the working population are unemployed. What is the historical progression? Well, what was the position last year? What was the position 2 years ago? And so on.
I think it's been concurrent. It's been concurrent. The percentage has been increasing.
It's not something we do by imagination. We present the facts. So we know whether we are improving or we are doing worse.
You're saying NBS don't have the fact for them to come up with that?
No, they are not they're human beings. They can make mistakes. I can tell you that same NBS, for instance, classified the poorest states in Nigeria. Imo State was not there, so you begin to relate it. But I would like to know, for instance, what is the percentage of the working population? Because when you analyze the young ones, infants and children in Imo State, you get the proportion and know how many they are. And then the old and the tired, and so you cannot work. In other words, when you remove the segment of the population that cannot work, now you know how many you have, and begin to look at this 56% and see what does it really translate to. However, this government is just 1 year. Assuming without considering that report is true, we have done a lot to generate employment. We have done a lot to encourage private sector participation. We have done a lot to resuscitate moribund industries like Adapam and Otamini water works, which is generating employment. We have done a lot to develop road infrastructure as well, which like the Leaf Market Road, for instance, or even the Chukwumayoha axis and so on. Those places, the houses there, the landlords and tenants had to live there because the place was submerged by flood. Now they are returning. That means more business for the real estate industry in Imo State and so on and so. I think we should concentrate more on what we are doing to reduce unemployment and not the statistics that I've not been able to verify from the way of statistics.
Okay. Well, you asked of the schools where there were allegation of thugs being used to harass school proprietors. On Trumpeter newspaper, Logos Nursery and Primary School, Bomiri, the proprietor there accused the government of sending in thugs. We have also Unique Mustard Seed located at Site and Services World Bank Axis, and some other schools. And this statement was made by the chapter president of the National Association of Proprietors of Private Schools, that's NAPS. Okay, so...
Okay, well, can I quickly inform you, if you are talking of Trumpeter, this was a newspaper that had also misrepresented this government when the Commissioner for Education went on a Caesar Radio for a program, and somebody called in and was telling the Commissioner that government should demolish some of the structure schools that were built by Russia that they are not of standard. And that same Trumpeter went and wrote a headline that government to demolish, quoting the commissioner upside down instead of quoting the caller. So I won't take that serious. That's not a source that I'll take serious really.
All right, it's always a pleasure having you, Honorable Commissioner, for information. I think we will have you very soon.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you so much for making our time to be here.
Thank you.
Yeah, and we'll have to bring you the news headlines now. Stay tuned. I am Paul the Magician.
And I'm Zandas, Okeke.
Good morning.